Hello, everyone. We are starting in just a few minutes. Where is this? Sorry for this delay. You can see what's going on with our beam. Since hi. Hi. Learning how to do it. Sounds not so much okay. I'm trying. I mean, can you hear me now? Susie, can you hear me on Zoom? Confirm that the sound is better. Hello, hello. Okay, great. This is not sun.
Speak like that.
Yeah,
Because
I need everyone also.
now it's very hard. They need to work in that. You need. So what do you want to tell them?
The same.
All right, just
To charge the like mics.
you can use this one.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the AI International Conference. Our guests on Zoom, welcome very much. Welcome. Our presenters on Zoom, please open your cameras. Make sure your screen, Zoom screen, is there so we can identify you. Students inside our conference room, please find yourself a seat, and we are starting right now. Hello, faculty and students. Welcome. Join us right now. We're starting. Costas, are they coming back? Okay. No, but we said it's for the 2 beeps for all students. Okay. Okay. So let's begin. Just a few seconds.
We'll just wait for everyone to sit down. Please sit down quickly, possible.
Guys, let's begin. We need 2 cameras.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Impact AI Icon 2025. Thank you so much for coming, whether if you're here with us in sunny Crete or tuning in online from, wait a second, technical difficulties, Argentina, Poland, United States, Greece, Romania, Italy, Ukraine, Brazil, Israel. Thank you, guys. Germany, Morocco, Ecuador. Pablo, where you at?
Not here online.
Iran and Portugal. We're so glad you're here. This is a hybrid conference. Some of you are here with us. Some of you are from all over the globe, joining us on Zoom. If you're at home or on the toilet watching us, please wave to the camera so everyone can see. Technical difficulties. My name is Omri. My name is Shai. Before we start, we're going to wake this room up a little bit. I'm going to ask a question, and you raise your hand if it applies. I'm going to ask a question. You and you are going to raise your hand if it applies to you. Are you ready? Yeah. Wait. Are you ready? Yeah! There you go. Who here took more than one flight to get to Crete? Yeah, me too. Very nice. Who here used ChatGPT at least once today? Yeah. No judgments. I don't judge. And who here is excited about AI? I want to see all your hands. Amazing. Just like an AI conference is supposed to be. So, we're going to start for the first presentation. Wait. Before that, I see you have a long day. You're a bit sleepy. So let's wake this room up a bit, okay? On count of 3, you all shout with me, AI icon, all right? We're gonna count from 1 to 3, okay? When we get to 3, we're all going to shout together, AI icon, okay? 1, 2, are you ready? 3, AI icon! 1. Amazing. Now, for the first presentation, we're going to invite Firas and Sarah.
Firas, maybe stand here on top on this stage so people can see it from Zoom, okay? Can you hear us? Can you tell us that you can hear us on Zoom?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Hey everyone, both here in person and joining us online. Welcome. I'm Firas, and with me virtually is my awesome colleague, Sarah.
Hey everyone, so glad you are here. Today we are talking about AI in everyday life, impact and the future. You know, AI is a bit like the Force from Star Wars. It's all around us, and it's more involved in your life than you probably realize.
Totally. Let's jump in. So, what's even is AI? We hear about it a lot, but not a lot of people explain what is AI. We think of it, it's giving us computers a bit of a brain. They can learn, solve problems, and make decisions. It even often working behind the scenes in tech we use every day.
Exactly. So today we are quickly cover what AI is, where you see it, even when you don't, the cool stuff it does, the tricky parts, and then we will answer your questions. Firas, where is the hidden AI?
Great question, Sarah. AI is like a secret agent of a lot of apps. We can see when we search for something online, AI helps. Your social media feed showing your cool videos, AI. Amazing suggestions. Hello. Amazing suggestions. What you should buy next? Yeah, AI again.
And don't forget the spam filters, keeping junk out of your email. That's AI too. It's always working in the background. Let's do a quick poll right now. Maybe on the chat or raise your hand. who used one of these AI helpers already today?
Who used social media, for instance, today, or a search engine, or online shopping, or a spam filters on Gmail? Raise your hand, all of you. Well, great. That's a lot of people, actually. Can you hear right now? Okay. No need for that. Okay. A lot of us now, Sarah, what about the AI we know we're using?
Good point. We are not just talking about hidden AI. Many of us now are using cool AI tools on purpose. Think about chatbots like ChatGPT or Gemini to help with homeworks or write emails, or writing assistants like Grammarly to check your spelling and grammar.
It's like having your own personal Javaris from Iron Man helping out with all sorts of tasks. These tools are a big part of our digital world right now. So, Sarah, with all this AI, what are the big wins?
The wins are huge. First, AI makes things super efficient. It can do the boring tasks fast, like sorting your photos or helping businesses. It also makes things personal, like Spotify playlist made just for you, which is pretty cool, I think.
And it's making a difference in really important areas too, right?
Totally. AI is helping create new jobs and businesses. And in healthcare, it's like giving doctors superpowers, helping them find diseases earlier and create new medicines. It's really pushing things to infinity and beyond, like Buzz Lightyear says. But fears, it's not all sunshine and rainbow, is it?
You got that right. As Uncle Ben from Spider Man said, with great power comes a great responsibility. AI needs a lot of information to work. And that brings up the big question about our privacy. Who's seeing our data and what they are actually doing with it?
And then there is algorithmic bias. If the info AI learns from is unfair, the AI can become unfair too, like a robot making bad calls. That can lead to real problems like unfairness in job hiring.
There are, there are tricky mazes we need to figure out. And there are more hurdles. Some jobs might change or even disappear as AI gets better at doing them. So people will need to learn new skills and adapt.
Plus, if we rely on AI for everything, we might forget how to think of ourselves or to connect with each other. Imagine if Wall-E was the only one left to talk to. We need to keep our human smart sharps. So, how do we deal with all this?
The way forward is all about responsible AI. We need a balanced view, see the good stuff that AI brings, but also be smart about the tricky parts.
And we need to actively tackle these challenges, not just ignore them. That means we need to make rules, making sure AI is fair and that people are in charge.
Exactly. And as they say in the Lordax, unless someone's like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. We all need to get involved because everyone helps shape AI's future. Sarah, let's wrap up with the main points.
So, three key things to remember. First, AI is everywhere, often hidden, but a big part of our lives.
Second, it's super helpful, changing lots of things for a better and bringing big advantages.
And third, it has its challenge like privacy and fairness that we really need to watch out for and work on.
It's all about finding that balance to make sure AI helps us build an awesome future. And that's our main presentation. Now, as a genie from Aladdin would say, you ain't never had a friend like me. But we're here to answer your questions. If you're here, just raise your hand. If you're online, Sarah's watching the chat. Anybody have a question? Thank you.
Give it up for free. Sorry.
I have a quick.
Yeah, it's working.
Hi. So my question is, how many AI apps have you used to prepare this presentation?
Well, we used Gamma, Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, and other things. AI is do 90% of the work, but the 10% that we're looking for a perfect job. So we need a human behind it. As we said, responsible AI. We need to be responsible about the output. Sometimes you tell it to do things, it doesn't do it exactly as you imagined it and wanted it. So
this microphone, people cannot.
and that's why we used a lot of AI tools. Yeah, we used around 4. Yes.
Hello, I have also a question. I want to know if you have the answer to my question, which is, when do you think AI will dehumanize human beings?
I think it's not gonna dehumanize people beings because there's a lot of advocates right now, let's say from Google, Yale, they're talking about how we can develop AI and be always humanized. The problem with AI is when you give it a target, let's say clean the earth, it doesn't understand any rules like a normal human. He will say, okay, let's just put everyone in the same room and nobody goes outside, so nobody uses a car, which is very good for very good to the environment, but everybody is like in prison. So a lot of people nowadays are looking for AI to put the right mindset and the right target and put it to it a lot of rules to do good things for humanity instead of dehumanizing us. Any other questions?
Which AI is like for, I know there is, each AI has a different meaning, let's say it like that. Like we have Gamma for PowerPoints and presentation and
Yes.
stuff like that. So is there any like for insights more? Because I know that ChatGPT uses a lot of information that I give and she gives, and he can make mistakes. Is there any like AI that like take information that I give him, or that like from my sources that is not ChatGPT that can be mistaken?
If I got the question right, you're asking how we can get an accurate response from AI, right? One of the AIs that they made today is called Perplexity, if you know it. You can do a lot of search in it and to check a lot of things, and he's accurate. He tells you what papers he depended on to give you the response, and he can do a whole research and tell you exactly, pinpoint the websites that he used and everything else.
But I want to use on an information that I give him. So there is like, yeah, no, but like there is a lot of like mistakes that he do even when I give him the information.
Absolutely, the AI is evolving right now. It's not perfect. It's like, let's say, like a human. It makes a little bit of problems, but it always can learn and adapt. And especially when you give it a good context and give it the information that he needs, he can depend on it and he can give a good response and a better response. Thank you.
Hi, I was Sarah. Hearing me?
Yeah.
Well, my question is, when it's going to be a regulation about AI? There is something that we know, because as a lecturer, when I'm using AI and I'm letting my student, I don't want them to get abused that. I want them to use that. So until we don't have a regulation, a lot of people abusing that. So do we have some maybe indication when it's going to be regulation about that?
In the United States, there's a lot of people that working to get it regulated because I said before, it's a lot of people scared from AI. They think that it's gonna dehumanize people, which it actually could do if it's not regularized. So in the United States, for instance, the Congress, they have a lot of laws right now. Each time they want to give an AI and LLM to go outside and people use it, they need to check it first and tell exactly what they did with the AI.
Thank you so much. We will stop with the questions for now. We will pick them up later. And thank you guys on Zoom. We can see Tanya. Thank you so much for raising your hand. Can you post your question in the chat for now? We will also get or try to allow everyone to ask questions via Zoom as well. We have to move on because we have a lot of presentations on the menu today. So Shai, come on.
It's finished now for real, right? Okay. So now, thank you, Firas. We're going to move to something a little more personal, right? AI in healthcare, mood tracking apps, AI chatbot for mental health. Can AI actually help us when we need help?
Absolutely.
Thank you. So, for the second presentation of today, please welcome to the stage Emily, Evelina, Fatima, and Susanna. Please come up. Oh. Mateusz?
Yeah, unfortunately, we are in the topic of health, and the health is unfortunately not feeling well with the people who were supposed to be presenting. So instead, you've got me. I don't know if that's good or bad. You will decide. We have, yeah. Okay, so we have, yeah, I can. Yeah, yeah.
We need to speak to this one.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so there will be no presentation, unfortunately. I don't know if you are, how are you feeling about it? But we have, I have prepared some activity for you. So all of you who are on site today, you need to stand up. Yes, we need to stand up all. Yes, let's do that. And now, as guys, we are standing. I will explain the rules to you. I'm gonna ask some questions to you, and if you agree with what I'm saying, you are coming like to the stage, to the part where the stage is. If you're not agreeing with that, you're going like down there, like, you know, not close to stage. Yeah. And people on the Zoom call with us, if you agree on the term that I will be saying, you can type, for example, on chat, 100% if you totally agree, 70% if you agree, and 70%, or 0% if you totally not agree with the thing that I'm saying. Okay, and the same for you. You don't have to go directly to the stage or to the other side. You can go somewhere in the middle, somewhere like 30%, 50%, how you can feel it, and how you feel about the sentence that I'm going to say to you, okay? Yes, okay, perfect. Okay, so we're gonna go around the topic of healthcare. So, AI chatbots can be as helpful as human therapists. So, if you agree with that sentence, you go here. If you not agree with this sentence, you go that direction. And to the chat, if you agree, you go 100%. If you not agree, you go 0%, and anything between. Okay, I see that we have a lot of middles, something like 40% maybe. We have some that totally agree. Okay, thank you guys. Now remain the places. And do we have 1 or 2 volunteers to explain why you're standing in the position you're standing currently at? And can we have a mic to the crowd? The mic to the crowd.
Mic to the crowd, guys.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so you can choose 2 volunteers to say why are they in the position that they are standing. Why are you around 50%?
Hello,
Explain.
everyone. My name is Nadia, and here are my friends who are avoiding the microphone. And I am very not glad they do it. I stand in the middle because the AI has some built-in functions working on algorithms, so they can define different things when it comes to human mind. But I don't agree that it can 100% take the place, because the human interaction, from my perception, is also invited to the area, like the human-to-human connection when it comes to mental health and the diagnosis. Yes.
Okay, nice. Thank you so much. So, maybe someone from that part of the scene would like to say something.
Okay, so I think that if AI is taking its data from the same literature that the therapist or the psychologist educated themselves out of, I think it's as equally as effective and even maybe more accessible to some people.
What I can add to that is I was a part of the research project that was supposed to design a chatbot that will communicate as compassionately, as empathically as human beings. And at some point, it outperformed human beings, meaning people felt more emotionally accepted by this sort of doctor or chatbot than by other human beings. So that sort of works together with what a friend of mine said.
Okay, that was okay. One more.
I would like to add to that when you remove the human, you also remove human bias, and that might be a really important part of it. And I definitely vibe with that argument that it will have more information about the research that was done. So like in the research phase, when we need humans to understand what a human is, it's definitely that we need humans to do the research. But at the implementation phase, it's more accessible because you can just type to it. It is definitely like, okay, I will not continue, but that's my point.
Okay, yes, thank you so much. Wonderful. That's all. We are doing this because we are here with different opinions, different knowledge, and that's the place where we can actually. We don't have time. We don't have time. So let's move to the next question. Using AI in therapy makes mental health care more accessible. Again, agree, disagree. Using AI in therapy makes mental health more accessible. Mental health care. Mental health care.
Τώρα παίρνει κάποια ώρα. Δηλαδή, εγώ λέω, ξέρεις, πρέπει να δοκιμάσουμε. Αν μιλάς πολύ σιγά, πόση ώρα θα κάνει. Αν αυξήσεις την έντασή σου, πόσο γρήγορα θα κάνει. Εντάξει, αλλά πρέπει να παίξουμε και με τα dynamics, πόσο γρήγορα θα κάνει. Θα βάλω τον Κωνσταντάρα. Μπορώ να κάνω ένα experiment. Ήταν εκεί, δεν το μίλησα. Έφυγα χωρίς να πω μια. Ο Πετράκης, ο Μπαμπονάκης.
Okay, I see that we have some. I have Lena. Hello. I see that we have some splits. So again, if I may ask someone from first, we're gonna start with the group that agree with the sentence. Could I please get a microphone to that group? Perfect. So, could you tell something about your agreement to the statement of using AI in therapy makes mental health care more accessible?
Okay, hello. Hello, everyone. My name is Oliver. I'm from Poland, and I'm standing here because I believe that as long as we do not completely rely on the ChatGPT or other generative AI tools in the medicine, it can improve the access to the healthcare. And yeah, that's my opinion.
Okay, nice, thank you. And now to the second group. Do we have a volunteer that want to share their opinion? Looking for opinions? Now, yes, we have one opinion. Okay, so, well, how would you describe your percentage? About 30?
50-50.
50-50. Okay,
Yes.
so go with it.
It's like not obvious right now. Maybe in the future it will be improvement and get better.
Okay, nice. We have also comments that something between platforms that make it more efficient to make appointments. Also could be true. Okay, guys, next question is AI can understand emotions just like human can. Agree, disagree?
Somebody, I can read it. If something goes and you will, I will
AI can understand emotions just like human can. Agree, disagree? All right, we have a lot of zeros, 0%, low percentage on the chat, and we have also the opinions on a in the middle. Okay, we have also opinions from the room. Okay, let's go. Let's start with around 0%, because as I assume that's yes, exactly. And guys online, you can also write your opinions on chat. We'll also try to catch some of them and
Okay, I can say. So the way I understand emotions is that I always derive from personal experience, and I think it's important to have the ability to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. And I don't think you can do that if you haven't experienced something yourself, something similar, or So I don't think AI can understand it. It can understand it based off of other people's experiences. Like it can gather that information, but not as complex as another human being would, because a human derives from their own experiences. That's what I think.
Okay. We have also comments from the chat. I think 0, but it can predict emotions upon the statistics provided. Could be true. Okay, so now we have two individuals standing at agreement point. A lot of here differences. So what do you guys think about the situation?
Okay, we just had a short discussion a moment ago, and the result of the discussion is as follows. So the idea is that we learn the emotions of other people through their facial expressions, right? So the research shows that these days, people, when they look at the faces of other people, are not as good as recognizing the emotions as they used to be, because we spend plenty of time in our smartphones, right? Not looking at other people. And when we look at the AI and we can train the AI models in recognizing millions of facial expressions with even the slightest movements that can have a meaning, right? So the idea was that maybe even if it can't understand, it can identify the emotion and name it. That was the idea.
And if we are not talking about the emotions in the moment, like when you're in a therapist's office doing your therapy, AI can be better at pulling something out because it's not judgmental at all, and it's really good at mimicking human emotions. And then it's gonna just influence people in a more efficient way, I guess. Efficiency is not the proper term here, but it has the capacity to do that.
We have also comment on chat. What about situations when people are hiding their emotions and feelings? AI can't do it. Also, some opinion. Okay, other question. AI should decide who gets mental health support first. You want also to have to share your opinion? Okay, so we can provide a microphone.
We are in the middle because we disagree with you or disagree with you. Or at least I will represent myself and then Galia will say. So I would replace the word understand with the word recognize, But also understand has a lot of meaning. Understand is literally understand. Implies what it implies, also the reaction. So understand has a lot of meaning. So I do support the fact that it can be recognized to a good understanding. Also, what is emotions? That's another question. What are emotions? Recognize emotions. Emotion is happy, sad, nervous. Emotion is disgust. Emotion is, so there is palettes of emotions. I am sure that AI can recognize some of the emotions perfectly. For example, anger. I know that for sure because that's what I do. So emotion detection in face, in speech, in content, okay? It is to a fair level recognized, but the subtleties of the emotions, I agree with you, is something that meanwhile, only people can do. So it depends what do we classify as emotion, what is the depth of the levels of emotions that we're going to do. So I think that the truth is in the middle.
Okay, and
I
can
don't
we
have much to
wrap it up with that sentence? Thank you so much. So the last question for me, I have one more, but the last question for that format is AI should decide who gets mental health support first. Agree? Disagree? Okay, I see on the room that we are mostly, actually all of us are strongly disagreeing with this sentence. So do we have some volunteer to say something from the part of the room? I will also, I can also see on the chat that most comments are saying around 0%. So
I agree.
you agree? Maybe so. You want maybe to tell something to the.
All right. So if we need mental support, So I'm one that I agree. Sometimes, we have these military applications or, medical decisions. So if the AI is going to do a mistake, the users probably they will need, some kind of mental support or health support in order to, the consequences or even to control the enthusiasm. I still remember in the Kissinger's book about AI, about the first experiment that happened against cancer using AI. It was successful in this case. On the other side, we have these challenges about the military fighter pilots to use AI. If the experiment is not going to work, the people that they are going to support, they are going to insist, probably they will need support later on. Or this experiment with the automated vehicles that AI should decide in the case of the accident what to select. If you have to select, probably you will need, as a user or as a decision maker, this support.
Okay, do we have voice from the other part of room? Okay, oh, we have one. So could we provide the microphone, please?
What is the mic?
So the AI is currently being used in the US to get the social, insurance for cars, for example. So if you, for example, brake late because someone in front of you brake late, you would get penalized and your insurance would go up. The AI doesn't know that, but you will get penalized nonetheless. And that isn't up to the AI to decide. That data is collected by the car manufacturer, for example, Nissan, Kia, GM, sold to the AI companies. They crunch the data, sell that to the insurance brokers, and that actually affects your bill. That isn't something that should happen.
Okay, and last comment. Okay. So let's wrap up with that. I'm also gonna read one comment on the chat. Only people, not machines, can truly understand feelings, pain, or what someone is going through. Okay, and finishing up this session, I have, guys, to you one question. There are gonna be 3 answers that you agree, you are in the middle, and you don't agree. So, after hearing the question, you will raise your hands. So, after hearing those sentences, who thinks AI is mostly helping mental health care? Who is thinking that is mostly helping? Now, raise your hands. Okay, again, after hearing those sentences, who thinks AI is mostly helping mental health care? So now, who is thinking that the AI is mostly helping mental health care is now raising their hand? No, okay. Who is not, oh, we have one. Who is not sure about it? So in the middle. Okay, we have a few more. And who is think that it is more harming to the situation? Okay, and we have also a few. Okay, so wrapping up with that part, thank you for your participation. I hope that you enjoyed it, and giving backstage to our lovely hosts.
Thank you, Mateus. Thank you so much, guys. Please sit down. And our next presentation is about AI in urban life. Did any of you sit in traffic and thought to themselves, why isn't there an app to fix this? Well, maybe there is. Please welcome Eran and Shai. Shai, where is Shai? Please welcome Eran and Shai. Can you hear me? Oh, whoa. Mama. סבבה. So we're going to talk about AI in urban life. How AI can help us in our everyday life in the cities. Okay.
My name is Eran. My name is Eran. Most of my life, I grew up in a very small village, and computer science student, my brain is wired to find problems and treat them like puzzles and find solutions. And in every way I try to look at the problem of the urban life, it's come down to one thing: a growing crisis. Most of the people in the world are living in the urban in cities because of the of better education, more convenient life, and the cities are growing faster and faster. People, but as the cities expand, so are the problems. More people mean more cars on the road, more pressure on public transportation. It's mean rising demands for houses, for energy, for clean waters. And with all of that comes more waste, more pollution, and less room to breathe.
Literally.
And this aren't a future problem. They are happening right now. In cities all around the world, research shows that today most of the human population lives in the urban areas. And all of that costs a lot of money. For example, according to MIT, only in the USA, and only take into account transportation, the growing crisis of the city cost up to $160 billion. That's, so the real question is how do we keep cities livable as a goal? And that is where smart solutions come in. And in the next slides, we will show how AI can help us rethink urban life from the ground up. Okay. So the first problem we want to talk about is transportation. As cities grow, more people live in smaller areas. Urban life is denser, density increase, and transportation become less available and less reliable. Traffic jam become more common, and public transportation become overcrowded and stained. There are many possible solutions for this problem, but one of the most promising one is using artificial intelligence. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're driving through a city and where every traffic light turns green just as you approach it. Sounds like a dream, sounds like science fiction, right? So no, there is a AI-powered traffic management in some cities in the world today that use real-time data and analyze it to monitor congestion and control traffic and traffic lights. Dynamically to improve the pedestrian and drivers experience and reduce waiting time. And what about instead of adapting the road to my car, adapting the car to the road? Here comes autonomous vehicles. Powered by AI, it can reduce and improve both passenger and pedestrian safety. This system relies on AI and the ability to predict the behavior of humans and other drivers and recognize patterns and respond to road and condition and safety hazards. And what about public transportation? Public transportation can benefit by AI too, by optimizing train and bus routines, by predicting and preventing delays and reroute services dynamically during disruptions. All of that could improve passenger and experience with accuracy, accurate time arrival and crowd level predictions. AI can even help design better transit networks by identifying and understanding their area and suggest new routes. In short, AI isn't just helping us move faster, it's helping us move smarter.
So another major problem that arises like in the recent century is pollution, environment impact of big cities. The more people, the more pollution, you know. We use more electricity, more water, more everything, and the earth suffers. So I know what you're probably thinking, but I always read that AI uses so much energy and produces so much greenhouse gases to train and stuff. But AI can also be used to help us reduce our footprint on the planet, you know, like our carbon footprint. And how can it do that? Take energy grids, for example. We use a lot less energy than is being produced to us in power plants, right? Because the power plant can't like predict how much energy we're gonna use. So AI can help with that. It can predict exactly, like surprisingly precisely how much energy we're gonna use in a certain day of the year so it can forward just enough energy to satisfy our needs, like even just to whole neighborhoods or even to a single building. Another way AI can help us is pollution monitoring, like air monitoring, like in cities and in factories. It can say exactly how much pollution is in the air and alert us before it becomes a major health crisis. So it's not only a good solution for the earth, it's also a good solution for public health, you know? Now, of course, there's a lot of ethical considerations on about all this, but you know, AI will look at how I drive. AI will look at how much water I use and how much electricity I use. And that's kind of personal, right? It's personal information. I don't want anyone to do anything weird with it. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna put legislation. Yeah, and another problem is bias. Like, what if AI tries to forward like less electricity and give us to certain neighborhoods, to certain populations? Now, all this sounds really expensive, right? Like training all this AI, using it everywhere, but it can help us save money in the long run, like save resources. So the challenges are real with using AI in urban cities, but I think, we think, with a real responsibility, building it with care and with diverse teams and proper legislations, it can be a really useful tool for helping us take care of the planet and, as a consequence, take care of ourselves even better and help our lives be better in big cities. Yeah.
So, in conclusion, the problem is that cities are growing and growing fast, and so are the challenges. But those challenges aren't unsolvable. Using AI in a responsible and ethical way, while utilizing its ability, can solve today and the future problems that might come. So thank you very much. If you want question.
No time.
Okay. No time for
No question.
Okay, thank you so much, Eran and Shai. And for our next presentation, we're going to talk about AI in the creative fields and AI imagination. So guys, please come up to the stage. Or maybe they're on Zoom.
Who is next?
The AI imagination.
AI imagination.
Hello, here.
Okay, thank you guys.
We can. Yeah. Is it from here? Is it from here? كلهم مخربين انا في الصلاه بس شلحت لي بس شلحت لي على لينك.
So is this Amanda and Ananda from Zoom? Are you going to present? You can share your screen, by the way. You can actually share your slides if you want. Amanda, do you have it? Or do you want us to share for you? Amanda, right? Is it your turn now? Okay. You cannot unmute. Okay. So you can speak now. You are muted. And Ananda.
Ananda will share the presentation.
Yeah. Do you want to share? Please.
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay, perfect. We can see it. I'm gonna add spotlight.
Okay, I hope all of you are hearing me. Hello, good afternoon. I'm here with my friend Ananda to introduce our topic. We're very excited. This topic is a mix of creativity, technology, and ethics. It's artificial imagination, AI art and game development, innovation versus integrity. Today we're exploring a question: who really controls the game when art is created by artificial intelligence? Now, I want to ask all of you a question. If you're online or offline, if you're offline, please raise your hands. Have you ever generated AI art?
Yeah.
Okay, so today, now we'll dig deeper into this topic. Now, first, we'll start with the positive part of this. AI brings huge innovation to game development and creative fields. So with AI tools, you can generate concept arts, characters, environments, with a single prompt, and it's way faster than a traditional team. This speed doesn't just help studios meet deadlines, but it also helps developers compete on a bigger scale. Imagine being able to bring your ideas to life with a single prompt and create characters and environments. And also, with AI, games can become more responsive and can change depending on the player's choices.
But with all this innovation comes a real challenge. What happens to artistic integrity? When AI generates art, who is the real creator? Is it the developer, the AI, or the artist whose work trained the system? Question of authorship and originality became complicated, especially when artists finds their unique styles mimicked by algorithms trained on their portfolios without consent. This is a common question for any field that involves creativity. There is also a risk that relying on AI can lead to generic or derivative designs. Since these models are trained on existing data, instead of sparking new ideas, AI may reinforce old ideas and concepts, making games feel less unique. For example, some indie studios have experimented with AI-generated concept art, only to realize that their characters started to look similar to popular franchises, undermining the distinctive look they wanted to create. Moreover, the speed of AI might actually restrain the kind of deep creative process that makes games art memorable and meaningful. Is efficiency always a good thing when it comes to creativity?
A critical point in this debate is AI art truly original or is it just remixing what's already there? Is it stealing art from artists or is it creating something new? The game developers face this tough question about fair use, copyright, and plagiarism. The ethics of using AI-generated content remain hotly debated, especially as players become more aware of how games are done nowadays. Players themselves might perceive the games differently if they know the AI is AI-generated rather than handcrafted. Will they feel less connected to the game, or will they find it interesting?
So the question is, how do we move forward? Our goal is to propose a framework that helps developers use AI ethically to enhance creativity without losing artistic vision or alienating players. This means being transparent about AI's role in the creative process, respecting the rights of the original artist, and using AI as a collaborator rather than a replacement. Developers should strive to balance the efficiency of productivity that AI can offer with the unique human touch that gives art its emotional depth and meaning. Artistic concerns are real. For example, if AI-generated assets become the norm, visual styles across games might become more homogenized, and there is that traditional concept artist position could become less common. A good example of AI in development is Ubisoft. I think you heard of them. And its use of Ghostwriter, which is an in-house AI tool that helps to script dialogue for non-playable characters, also named as NPCs. Rather than replacing writers, the tool generates rough drafts of generic lines, which are then refined and personalized by actual human writers, illustrating how AI can speed up repetitive tasks. Imagine creating thousands of everyday lines and quotes for those characters, while leaving the creative decision to the people. Some studios goes as far as using AI also to create real-time conversation that adapts to the player, not scripted, but continuously evolving and adapting to the context that players create. And this is also applicable to other fields, such as environment art. I don't know if anybody played Remedy's Control or Alan Wake 2, or also AI-based motion capture, as seen in other games, such as FIFA also. By encouraging transparency, respecting creator rights, and using AI as a supporting tool, developer can ensure that technology strengthens rather than weakens the artistry and diversity in games.
In conclusion, AI art brings huge opportunities and serious challenges for the future of game development. The real innovation will come from finding ways to use AI without compromising on integrity. We invite you all to consider how can we, as future developers, designers, and players, ensure that AI remains a tool for inspiration rather than imitation. Thank you all so much for listening to us. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, guys. So now we can get come on. Okay, amazing. So now we're going to have a short 10-minute break. This is your time to talk to other people, grab a coffee, just relax. And in 10 minutes, you're all going to be here, sitting down, okay? Amazing, you can go.
Hybrid stuff.
Yes, it's very hard. Like I'm saying that somebody it's more than tough.
Yes. Please come here. We're not here. They magnify. Yeah, of course, you can have. Yeah, I think today it's not. Yeah. All right. Tomorrow you should get tomorrow. Yeah. 14 days. Yeah, you can come. All right. So you can teach this. Yeah, I mean, salud. Yeah, this is not this from there, but you're making the transparency available, no? Εντάξει, δεν πειράζει, παράδειγμα, είναι σε εμάς να καταλάβουμε τι ξέρουν, να βοηθήσουμε. Εντάξει, όμως είναι ξαφνικά τους είδα εδώ πάνω, εσείς θα κάνουμε αυτό. Δηλαδή, σε αυτό φταίει αυτούς που τους οργάνωσαν. Και δεν μας πει εμάς, δεν είναι για καλά προετοιμασμένο. Ναι, και αυτοί δεν είναι, ο άλλος γελούσε. Αγγελικό κίνητο. Δεν ξέρω, μάλλον. Πέθανε ο Μάξιλ. Δεν ξέρω. Φαντάσου 8 και 5, τον έπαιρνα τηλέφωνο εγώ να δω τι κάνει. Άσε, θα πάω, ξέρεις, άμα πάμε μαζί, ξέρεις, θα πάρω εγώ το σπίτι, ξέρεις, θα πάω, τελειώνω. Ωραία, θα πάμε μαζί. Κάτω στο συνέδριο, αλλά 2 η ώρα να φύγουμε από εδώ. Θα περάσουμε πάνω από το έλα από το Μαΐ. Θα βγούμε από το πιο γρήγορα. Θα κάνεις να το πάρει και θα φτάσει στα φίλια. Εντάξει. Άκα, εσύ ήταν αυτό.
Bring the item and the name. 4 minutes, 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
Man, you're a good presenter.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm presenting next.
You're presenting next?
So bring everyone in.
אתם פשוט גאווה ישראלית. לא, תמיד אומר שהישראלים יש להם...
אין פה למעלה פרזים.
ותודה על השאלה, אהבתי.
תראה, אני הייתי צריכה דוקטורט לעשות אתיקה של...
פירה מים.
השאלה מאוד מתבקשת.
A very good friend of mine died. And I was calling him, 8 o'clock in the morning to check if he is well.
Because we initially announced that the
Yeah, but I mean, the professors, they cannot collaborate.
No, professors don't.
Yeah, but they need to collaborate, they are audience, they are group. And the students, the students are not well. They are not well prepared.
That's something
But
else.
this is, an experiment.
Yeah. Did you tell them that they can watch it?
No, the curriculum is the same for everyone.
So you didn't tell them that they could. I'm just checking because I need to.
I did not say that, I didn't
No,
say,
they didn't say that it's not.
I can say, the program is for what? I have said, the program is what? But I'm not going to fight with And it's beyond this. They are students to students. They need to support each other.
Yeah.
Send it to me. Thank you. Excellent. Excellent.
זה מאוד מורכב, זה אתיקה, זה העניין של האתיקה. זה העניין, זה העניין של פה, עדיין, בהתגברות.
לא באמת אני ההשלכות שלו.
But it's nice, I enjoy it. No. This is, this is an experiment. It's a hard experiment. It's not an easy thing. Well, yeah, now I have scared. But okay, they are going to see adults. Now, even the room is like, it's not uniform. For example, now, these are the things that for me easy to understand, not difficult. For the Dutch way we do it, this program is for everyone. Yeah, look at the other one. Another is around from the other one. The other one is not. No, that's two professors now. Same thing. You cannot say it. They have rules that they can exercise. You know, I mean, you know, they follow, you know, they say like, they can see AI, they can see, they say like this. You cannot realize. Hello. Hello.
Our break is over in 30 seconds. Are you presenting next?
Tomorrow here's something like
can.
some more tables.
Zoom is
That's
gone.
what I saw.
Yeah.
The Zoom is.
Can I ask someone?
Send me an email.
No.
I mean, it's for
Send-
tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I can see myself.
To do what?
Yeah,
You know,
so-
To ask for tables here.
It's all good. And we
Okay,
have,
fine,
so,
for tables. I will ask.
Shai, are you bringing everyone in? We have 10 seconds, the end of the break.
What kind of thing? Like this one?
No, they're here.
All right, okay. How many there are?
We're waiting for everyone to. Okay, so are they coming back? Okay, because we need to begin. We have to stay on time. We have only 1.5 hours left. Okay, so everyone is back. Hurry up, hurry up. All right, come on in. The break is over. Back to the main room. Welcome, welcome to the next block of the presentations. Maybe you can stand here so they can see you better. I know, but people on Zoom, we have 60 participants on Zoom. They do not see you guys, so maybe stay here and talk.
Yeah, okay. We'll just wait for everyone to sit down.
Just 30 seconds. But it's nice. We have 60 almost people on Zoom. Staying on Zoom.
Yeah, when this is sleep, whether they can stay. I like it.
Okay. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed your break. Break is over. Now, there's a dear friend of mine is gonna present. I hope you're ready. AI in HR. Omri, come to the stage. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, even if we stay down there, such a mistake.
What? Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. We are so happy to show you our presentation. Our topic is how artificial intelligence can help in human resources. HR is a part of a company that helps with hiring, training, and supporting workers. AI is a smart computer system. It can help people do their jobs better and faster. In this presentation, we will show you how AI can help human resources teams work smarter. Okay. Skip. Okay. Before we start, we want to introduce our team. Let us show us who we are. Stravula. Okay, I do my best. Omri. Henriette. And me, Marta. We really enjoyed working together, and we hope you enjoyed our work too. Okay.
Let's start what AI can do in human resources. AI can help with recruitment. It can read hundreds of CVs and help find the best people for a job. It can also help answer questions from employees like, how many vacations do I have? For onboarding, AI can guide new workers, send them information, and help them learn faster. Finally, AI can make reports. It can show useful numbers about workers and their job. This saves time and helps HR teams make better decisions.
Hi, my name is Tavrula, and I'm gonna present you how AI powered screening candidates and ranking. We're gonna explore how AI automates hiring processes. This technology improves efficiency and objectivity in candidate selection. Then we have the core principles of AI resume screening. First, we have natural language processing. AI reads resume using advanced NLP for understanding text context. Then, keyword and skill recognition identifies relevant skill and experience automatically in resume. And large dataset training. Models learn from vast resume data to improve accuracy. Moreover, it's significant to talk about benefits of AI in requirement. First of all, we have the efficiency boost, resume screening time cut by 75% with automation. Then we have higher quality candidates. Quality of hires improved by 40% through AI ranking. And according to Harvard Business Review, AI reduced bias. AI reduced hiring biases by 30%, enhancing fairness. In the next slide, there are key features and capabilities. Here we have resume analysis. AI extracts key data automatically from resume. Secondly, there is candidate ranking. AI scores candidates by fit for the job role. And the ATS integration, which seamlessly connects with existing applicant tracking systems. Furthermore, this slide is about implementation and integration. First of all, we have select AI software, where choose AI tools that fit company hiring needs, train AI model, use company-specific data to enhance AI performance, and last but not least, pilot and evaluate, test the system before full deployment and access impact. And for my last slide, I'm gonna show you the best practices for AI hiring. Here we have the model monitoring, which continuously accesses and improves AI accuracy over time. Then we have the user training, which ensures that hiring teams understand AI capabilities and limits. And for the end, we have compliance, which adheres strictly to data protection law like GDPR. Thank you.
Now, I'm going to share with you some success stories about AI hiring. First of all, we'll take MasterCard, for example, that using AI in their funnel, in their recruitment funnel, increased their candidate profile number by 900%, which means they have nine times more candidates to screen through, all using AI. Unilever saved over €1 million every year by adopting AI-based tools across recruitment, from initial assessments to video interviews. And Deloitte found that organizations using AI were 25% more likely to find the right candidate for the job. The message here is clear. AI is not replacing human resources. It's empowering it. It helps us work smarter, cast a wider net, and make better choices. we have some future trends and challenges we want to share with you. So, first of all, AI models are evolving fast. With every update, they get better at understanding candidates, screening with nuance, and learning from outcomes. But with that power, like Firas said earlier, comes great responsibility. Ethical concerns like bias, fairness, and transparency will only grow more urgent. We'll need to ensure that our systems evolve with values and not just data. Last, integration is key. AI is no longer standalone. It's working alongside chatbots, video interviews, and other tools in seamless hiring experience. The challenge isn't whether to use AI, it's how to combine it with the human side of human resources to build something better than either could do alone. Henriette?
Maybe we need to unmute her. Hold on. Where is she?
She can unmute herself.
Hi. Yeah, we need to skip one further because this.
Just tell her that you can hear her. Confirm, please.
We can hear you.
Yeah, but I need another slide. I have the risks of. Yes, perfect. Okay, hi, I'd like to welcome you as well. I'm Henriette, and I will present you now the risk of poorly trained AI and blind trust, and also the ethical considerations around AI used by companies and also by candidates. So first, about the risks of poorly trained AI. AI can streamline hiring, but if not properly trained or monitored, it can also cause serious harm. For example, if there are bias in the AI models, AI systems reflect the data they're trained on. So if historical hiring data shows a pattern of preferring males over females, the AI will likely to do the same. So a well-known example is Amazon and their recruiting algorithm, because there it learned from 10 years of resumes and mostly from men. So it started to penalizing resumes that include phrases like women's chess club or attended all women's colleges. And then Amazon needed to discontinue the project. Then the over-resilience hazards, because some recruiters assume that AI decisions are always objective, but that's not true because the system might reject a qualified candidate just because of an unusual resume format. For example, someone switching from the arts to the tech might not match traditional keywords. And also there was a case when AI tool automatically downgraded candidates who didn't use bullet points in their CV. Then we have the needs of continuous oversights. So AI is not a set and forget tool. It needs standards and updates and also audits, just like financial systems. New laws like the EU AI Act require transparency and also risk assessments for AI tools in high stakes areas like hiring. And also one company found during an internal review that their chatbot was prioritizing candidates based on zip codes, so unintentionally disadvantaging applications from certain socioeconomic backgrounds. So that means that regular human checks can catch these issues before they became a scandal. And then we have the ethical considerations and candidate use. This is the next one. Thank you. Okay, so let's look at the ethical side, but not just from the companies, but also how candidates can use AI. First, AI to enhance candidate experience. So AI can genuinely help improve hiring. Chatbots can answer questions 24/7. Scheduling tools can cut down on back and forth emailing, and also feedback systems can give applicants clear, timely updates. For example, Unilever uses an AI system to provide personalized feedback after video interviews. So the people or the candidates who got rejected get instantly feedback to learn and improve. And then we have potential for candidate misuse, because also there's misuse of tools like ChatGPT, because ChatGPT is used to write resumes or cover letters, and that's not necessarily unethical, but it blurs the line between your personal skills and also like external help. What is ChatGPT writing for you? So in more extreme cases, there have been reports of AI-generated video interviews where applicants use deepfake technology to appear more confident or change facial features. And this raises the question, are we assessing an actual person, or are communication skills still valid if someone else wrote the answers like ChatGPT? Then we have the building system trust, because transparency builds trust, and candidates should know if AI systems are involved in their hiring process, for example, with video interviews. Then we have companies should be clear about decision-making criteria and offer ways to challenge or appeal AI-based rejections. And one tech firm now includes a short note in each rejection mail explaining that an AI tool was used and offering an option for manual review. So this kind of openness helps create a fairer and more respectful process for everybody. And in conclusion, I would say that AI in HR can support better hiring, but only if we stay alert, fair, and also human in how we use the tools.
Okay, so what did we learn? First, AI can help HR teams work faster and easier. It can help with many tasks like hiring and training, but we also must use AI carefully. We should protect people's private information. And we must remember, AI works best with people. Human support is still important. When used in the right way, AI is a very helpful tool in HR. Thank you very much for your time and attention. We hope you enjoyed our presentation. If you have any questions, we will be happy to answer. Let's keep learning how AI can help people and companies work better together.
Let's give it one more time for AI in HR. Come on. Thank you. Thank you. Now, let us welcome to the stage AI in organizations. Come here. Come on.
Actually, it would be nice if the speakers they can see, down in the camera. But okay, they could see, the people in the back. Or if they can speak, to the camera, but they are not rotated back there.
Yeah.
And you can find this one? Dominic. Close to the microphone.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Our team consists of Kinga, Zosia, Olivier, and Nadia, which was in the part of the preparation of our presentation. And we all are from Poland, and we study business management. So we have thank you for joining us today so we can speak about the AI in organization. What really is AI in the organization? AI applies machine learning and advanced algorithms to optimize organizational tasks. It's not just about automation, the processes, but it's about reshaping how we make decisions, engage with other people, and how to operate at every level in our organization. And now we can see some applications of the AI in the organizations. First of them is the data analysis and decision support, which refers to AI that uncovers the patterns in data, and it supports the decision process by interpreting them. And the next one is the customer service. And as we could observe, AI-powered chatbots provide instant personalized answers and support when we need it, for example, in the bank. And this can lead to improving the customer satisfaction and reducing time spent on waiting for the answer.
Then we have the process automation, which shows us that the AI can handle repetitive tasks, and by that, it can also free up the employees' time and provide them with more strategic and more creative, for example, solutions. Then we have personalized marketing, and AI can target marketing campaigns and predict the best ways that the organization can allocate the resources of it. And in this way can boost the efficiency and create the best solution possible. Thank you. Then we have some methods that we can use. The first one is supervised learning, which requires learning from labeled data and tasks like sales and forecasting. Then we have unsupervised learning, which shows that we can find patterns in unlabeled data, and it can be useful for the customer segmentation and to analyze the risk possible. Then we have reinforcement learning, which optimize decisions by learning from the interactions, and it can show the logistic solution and just learn from the interaction.
And we were wondering, what does it actually mean for the organizations? So let's start with the structures. So AI can handle like repetitive and routine tasks, and thanks to that, it frees people kind of from making them. It enables them to focus on more valuable tasks like collaboration or problem solving. Then also with the AI emerge the new roles, new hybrid roles, and people, and these roles again. People act like they're monitors or interpreters, ethic interpreters of AI systems, but to work with an AI, we shall first take some training and understand the algorithmic thinking. And last but not least is performance evaluation. So nowadays AI can evaluate to a degree people's performance basing on the real-time data, and thanks to that it can reduce human bias into the reviews of our performance, and also the services that we offer can be evaluated by analyzing the tone and the response time of our customers.
Okay, now let's take a look on what makes AI contribute to the organization. Okay, thanks. Okay, can you hear me? Okay. So now let's take a look on what makes AI contribute to the organization. And the first thing is data quality. So AI works with the data that it receives. So in this case, our input is determined, our output is determined by the input. The second thing is model accuracy, and we can adjust AI models based on the demand of the organization. And what we can do is to keep models aligned with changing conditions and update them over time. And the third part is human AI interaction, as AI is not a separate system. And so that our role is to understand how to communicate with the AI and evaluate insights that it provides. And when the tool fits into daily task, the link between people and machines shapes the final result.
So now we can focus on the benefits of AI in the organizations. So first is operational efficiency, and basically AI reduces the time of spent on the repetitive tasks, and companies can make operations faster without having to engage more people. Second one is customer experience. Now we have something like chatbots which offer 24/7 support and reduce the wait time and improve the service accessibility. Also, services like Netflix and Amazon use something called recommendation engines, and they tailor and choose the content that fits our preferences, our individual preferences. Then we have data-driven decisions, and AI can analyze databases that in the way that people won't be able to do them in the short time, and businesses can detect patterns and make decisions grounded in real time data, not in the opinions. And the last one is productivity gains. So people, thanks to the AI, people can focus on innovation and on relationship building rather than manual processes and repetitive tasks. For example, AI can write the reports from the meetings or create content for our meetings or presentations.
Okay, so now let's connect everything. And AI is not just a tool, it is a catalyst that can shape how entire organization can work. And this change happens in three parts: the data, the people, and the models. And each of these elements can work together. And you can observe that the data supplies the input, models make sense of the data, and people interpret and evaluate the results and take actions from that. And when these parts align with business goals, AI becomes more than a software, and it becomes a force that can reshape our organization across the board. And
so when it comes to the AI recognition in our presentation, we used ChatGPT to create the content of the presentation, and we kind of evaluated what it gave us. So it has only factual terms, and the presentation was created in the on the Gamma website.
Why do we don't do questions?
Thank you guys for the AI organization team. And
do we have time for questions or no questions?
we have time for one question.
For one question, I would like to ask you something. You mentioned before. You mentioned during. You can stay over there. It's nice. You mentioned during your presentation that you use Gamma and then ChatGPT in order to reconfirm what Gamma offered to you.
We first used ChatGPT to create the content, and then what we got, we evaluated and then put it into the Gamma.
All right. How did you evaluate it?
We checked the information with the sources and.
All right. What kind of resources? This is the question, the answer that I was expecting.
We asked Chat for the sources of what he gave us, and we checked if they're real, if they really exist. Because sometimes ChatGPT gives us the sources that don't even exist on the internet, but we checked all of them and they were factual, so we decided to use them, and the one that weren't factual, we just deleted it from the presentation, and then we put everything into the Gamma so it can make the presentation for us.
So did you read the resources that the ChatGPT provided?
Yes.
You? Okay,
yes,
okay.
We did.
This is fine. Thank you.
So the next group presenting are AI in vibe coding, or just like vibe coding in general. So guys, if you're here, please come to the stage. If you're on Zoom.
I'm uploading. Moment, and who is the? Yeah, we need to unmute them also? Where are they?
Zina and
Zina, okay. So we have this.
Karim and Tarek.
So Karim, to unmute. I'm gonna allow people to unmute themselves. You know what? Let me just go and fix this. Okay. Allow participants to unmute themselves. Okay, guys. Now, those of you who are on Zoom and want to say something, you can unmute yourselves. So the next team, please unmute yourselves.
Hello. Do you hear me?
Hello, everyone. And we present ourselves. We are Zina, Karim, Fahimi, Tarek. Volodymyr is not here with us today due to medical. So, and me, I'm Agostino, and we are presenting you our project about vibe coding, and the question that we are asking ourselves if vibe coding can be a threat or a tool for software engineers. And I'll leave it to Zina. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Zena, and today our team will be exploring the fascinating world of vibe coding, a concept that's rapidly changing how software gets created. So what exactly is vibe coding? Simply put, it's creating software by describing what you want in everyday life, what you want in everyday language, instead of writing code yourself. The term was coined by Andrei Karpov, former OpenAI co-founder and Tesla AI lead, in February 2020, 2025. He described it as giving into the vibes, embracing exponentials, and forgetting that the code even exists. This represents a fundamental shift in software development, moving from precise technical instructions to conversational requests. To understand the significance of this shift, let's compare traditional coding with vibe coding. In traditional development, engineers write every line of code, requiring significant technical expertise and focusing heavily on implementation details. With vibe coding, you describe what you want in everyday language. The AI handles technical implementation while you focus on the desired outcome. This dramatically lowers the barrier to entry for creating software. The vibe coding workflow typically involves 3 main steps. First, you select an AI coding assistant. Popular options include Replit, GitHub, Copilot, Cursor, or advanced AI systems like ChatGPT and Claude. Second, you describe what you want to build. The quality of results that. Finally, you review. Second, you describe what you want to build. The quality of results directly correlates with how specific and clear your instructions are. Finally, you review what the AI creates and refine it through additional prompts. This embraces a code-first, refine-later approach that prioritizes rapid experimentation over perfect initial implementation. Now, let me show you a fascinating example of vibe coding in action. In this video, you'll see someone ask an AI to first describe how an existing application works, and then use that description to implement a similar app, all without writing any code themselves. Now you can play the video.
Share and share again and share the sound.
And we'll ask, please describe Duolingo. Today we're going to build Duolingo in 60 seconds. We start out in Cursor and we'll ask, please describe Duolingo in simple MVP form. We see a minimum viable product version of Duolingo would focus on the core language learning experience while keeping the implementation simple. Okay, great. Now we just need to ask, please implement this MVP as an Expo app. Sometimes you have to click run command like this. Cool. Looks like Duolingo is worth about $12.8 billion, so if we can build that in 60 seconds, that's pretty good. Okay, Claude created all these files here for us. Keep in mind, this is just the 60-second prototype version. If I had 6 hours or 6 days, this would look much different. All these pages getting created for us, welcome screen, sign up screen, login screen. We hardly even need to touch the keyboard. Okay, looks like it's done. We have a QR code. We can scan that here. Open it up in Expo. Let's see what we got. Lingo learn language the fun way. And we have a cute little emoji. Log in, sign up. Let's sign up. Name, email, password. Cool. Create an account. Cool. What language do we want to learn? Spanish, French, German. Let's learn Spanish. All right. What do we have here? Debugger, URL.protocol. Ignore that. Skills. Look at these skills. Let's start the lesson. What is hello in Spanish? Hola. Cool. Translate. I am a student. Yo soy estudiante. What is goodbye in Spanish? Adios. The color scheme, not so great. Oh, there we go. We finished the lesson. Continue. Sweet. Here's our profile. Look at all this. And there you go. That's how you build Duolingo in 60 seconds. I'm posting every single day. Now follow me for more content.
As you can see, vibe coding represents a significant shift in how software is created. But what does this mean for professional software engineers? Is it a threat to their livelihood or a powerful new tool in their arsenal? That's what we'll explore throughout this presentation. My colleague will now discuss the benefits and and learning opportunities that vibe coding presents.
Thank you very much, Zina. And so, my name is Agostino, and we are talking about positive ways and the positive things that vibe coding bring to us as software developers in our work. And so, good news, as software developers, we have less repetitive tasks, and we can concentrate in the important things, like creative things. So we don't have anymore to lose a lot of time doing configuration files, creating endless entities. So we can really focus on the implementation of the things and on the architecture of our software. But like Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibilities. So when we generate code, we have to deeply understand what we are doing. So we can't let AI tools to do all the job for us. So we have to concentrate also on the code review, and also we have to be our worst nightmare when we control our code. And also we have to give precise instruction to these generative AI tools to generate the code that we want. In our work, AI can be, and vibe coding can be a leveling tool, because it enables us to learn things more faster, and also to do things that we were unable to do, as we can take cross-language tests. Like if I know an object-oriented programming language, and maybe, for example, I know Java, I work with Java every day, and if I have to do a task with Python, I can simply type on Copilot or ChatGPT or whatever tool it is. I can give him instruction to do the task in a particular programming language, and if I know the basics, and if I know how to check the syntax and the very important concept, the core concept, I can be able to do this task too, even if I never written a single line of Python code. And also it can give us a lot of help with legacy code. That is the code that you never want to touch. Also, AI can be your new pair programmer and your best colleague, because it can enable junior programmer to have a very faster learning curve. And also it can enable a lot of new opportunities with static and semantic code analysis, helping us to discover vulnerabilities and code smells in a very faster way. And also, if we train an AI model with our company infos, it can simplify onboarding for new entries. So, as we said, AI has to be used responsibly in coding, and it can also enhance our productivity, but we have to use it wisely. Otherwise, our productivity chart will be like this. So we feel a lot of productive in the initial prompt. Then we have, like, if we don't check the code that is generated, we maybe have to redo it and redo it a lot. So use AI responsibly and always control the code. So I leave it to Karin. Thank you.
Can you go to the next slide?
Yeah, can you share your screen?
Oh, okay. Wait. Okay, now I'm gonna present to you 4 threats and ethical questions of vibe coding. While vibe coding seems magical, it simply just turns plain English into working code. We have to ask the question, what are we trading for that convenience? As many of you said and mentioned before, with great power comes great responsibility, even if it's just copy-pasted from Copilot. So, the first threat, as you can see, is over-reliance and developer laziness. Vibe coding tools may target developers to skip understanding the code they're using. Are we still engineers or just prompt writers? It's like using a calculator without knowing the math. It works, but we don't understand what's going on behind all of that. The second threat is code quality and hidden bugs. AI can hallucinate functions or generate code with subtle bugs. It may introduce bad designs or non-performant code. AI code looks clean, but is it correct? Is it maintainable? And is it secure? The third threat is intellectual property and licensing, which raises the question, who owns AI-generated code? AI might reuse code snippets seen during training. Developers risk violating copyright or using non-permissive license unintentionally. The last threat I'm going to talk about is security vulnerabilities. AI may recommend outdated or insecure practices. For example, leaving passwords in code, using old methods, or skipping validation. Or even worse, developers might realize something is wrong. Developers may not realize something is wrong, trusting AI too much, which leads us back to the first threat over reliance and developer laziness. Now, the not going. Okay, the two dilemmas we are facing. The first one, can a junior developer rely totally on AI-generated code without knowing what's wrong? Can the engineer give the code, the copilot, or the AI the problem and wait for AI to solve it without knowing how he did it, without understanding it? And the second question is using AI in hiring or firing engineers is fair and is fair. That's it. Okay. So if vibe coding has all these risks, does that mean we should avoid it? No, not at all. But we need to use it responsibly. Let's now explore how to build those guardrails. That's it. The next.
AI's growing role in software development. Artificial intelligence is transforming how software is built. AI tools can write code and AI tools can write simple and repeated code, boilerplate, run automated tests, detect bugs, and suggest better ways to write code. With AI in continuous integration and continuous deployment pipelines and monitoring systems, software becomes faster, smarter, and more reliable. Software engineering now focus on system design, architecture, and AI integration. Instead of writing every line of code, they guide AI tools, validate outputs, and ensure systems meet user needs. They must understand AI behavior, test it for correctness, and make ethical decisions during development. New skill set and career paths. modern engineer now need to learn more skill like technical skill and soft skill. Technical skill like data science and AI ethics and cloud computing and DevOps, cybersecurity, machine learning, and at the same time, it's very essential that soft skills like communication, collaboration across the teams, leadership, and product thinking. Ethical consideration, accountability. When AI systems fail, we must know who is responsible. Engineers and companies must create clear governance rules, track decision, and respond quickly to problems. Ethical development means checking AI in every step from training to deployment. Bias. AI system can be biased if they use unfair data. Developers must test their models for fairness, analyze data, and use diverse data sets. Bias detection tools help firms build inclusive and fair technologies. Copyright. AI tools often learn from existing code which may be copyrighted. Engineers must respect license using automated tools to detect license violation, and keeping track of where code comes from helps avoid legal problems. Plagiarism. AI might copy code too closely from training data. Developers should review and edit AI-generated content to make it original. And the future landscape, in the future, AI and humans will work together to create software faster and smarter. AI will help everything from planning, writing, and testing code. But we must continue learning, follow ethical rules, and build AI that respect people's rights and needs. And I want to ask a question. Can we trust to AI 100% or not? Can we trust to
AI?
to AI 100% or not?
Absolutely not.
In my field, I'm a mathematician. I think in some lower level problem lower level equation for solving, we can use of ChatGPT, but with some mistake. We need to.
So you cannot trust it.
No, in complex equation, we need to check time multiple times, and then I think 50% we can trust to ChatGPT.
I will say
mathematics.
Yeah, but I will say in general, this is like regarding the human-machine relation.
Yes.
Critical thinking and decision making will make the difference. That's why you cannot trust it 100%. You should evaluate what does it propose, how much applicable is like by the people that they are going to use it. So I think that this is the main advantage of the humans are these soft skills that they are going to make this decision. So
yes.
That you cannot trust it is an advantage.
Yes, I solve a lot of equations. We have two kind of equation, partial differential equation in mathematics and ordinary differential equation. The equation that just we want to check that equation has a solution or not, we can't trust to ChatGPT because a mathematician needs to every part put some assumption and change equation to reach a equation that has solution. But in ChatGPT, we can. But we can use of a lot of information of ChatGPT and AI to faster to reach to solution faster. instead of search, yes, search in.
However, I think that AI, even in the field of the mathematics, can operate as inspirational because it can combine existing things out of the box that the humans probably we cannot realize because the innovation is the combination of existing things. So if ChatGPT based to the data learning that has been programmed, probably can combine things that the humans they say like it's impossible, but it's possible. So sometimes it could work as an inspirational initiative to start a PhD or to start a research.
Yes. And when I came to Italy, I start work on ordinary differential equation for reach to exact solution in power series. But exact solution is not possible. But we 50%.
All right, 50.
Thank you, and thanks of Dr. Elena.
Thank you. I have a question. Yeah, I have one question. What is vibe programming? Vibe.
No. Coding.
Vibe coding. Yes. What is vibe coding?
Yeah. Vibe coding is the process when you take an AI tool, a generative AI tool, well, whatever it is, ChatGPT or Copilot, and you give him a natural language instruction, and you ask him to generate all the code for you. So vibe coding is like you say an AI tool to maybe create an app, and he will create an MVP project for you. So this is the process that you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Share my screen.
We
Hello?
have a conclusion from Tarek. So if you want.
Yeah. Do you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
So in this section, we will learn how to use AI responsibly. We'll focus on practical guidance, ethical practices, and knowing when human oversight is essential. AI in programming should support us, not replace human creativity. It automates repetitive tasks, freeing developers to innovate. But AI has a limit, especially in critical systems like nuclear control or air traffic, where failure is not an option. It shouldn't process sensitive data in healthcare or finance without oversight. And in high-stakes decisions like loan approvals or sentencing, AI should never be the final authority. Human judgment must lead. To highlight the risks, in 2023, AI caused $27 billion in damages in critical systems. That's why guardrails and human review are non-negotiable when using AI. Testing is vital. Use unit integration and system tests to catch bugs early. Add human code reviews to verify AI suggestions. Tools like SonarCube can detect security vulnerabilities before they hit production. And for that, we need to keep the human in the loop. AI is a tool, not a replacement for human expertise. Developers must review and validate AI-generated code, using their ethics and intuition to make final decisions. Responsible AI use means combining automation with human insight. For example, when used correctly, AI helps reduce bugs and speed development. But the key is balance. Humans should always validate AI-detected issues. That's how we get the benefits of speed without sacrificing quality or control. Upskilling for the AI-powered future, teams need AI literacy, especially in prompt engineering and validation. New rules like AI trainers, validators, and ethicists are emerging, and the job market is strong, with AI specialists earning $140 to $200K annually. At the end, AI is not here to replace us. It's here to upgrade us. If anyone has a questions, feel free to ask.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I have a question. Thank you, Elena. I wrote the question actually also in the chat. So this ethical issue that you mentioned, you recognize it as a very important. Did you research this part something more, or just want to point out that this is an issue that is important?
Yeah, the ethical questions, especially in coding and in projects, are principally related to who owns the generated code. So when we generate code and it maybe have bugs or security vulnerabilities, who we can blame for that problematic? The question is still to be asked, because we have Europe making some regulations about that. But I think that we can relate 100% to AI-generated code without a human supervision at all at now. We always hear people on LinkedIn or in other socials venting that AI will replace developers, will replace engineers, will replace a lot of jobs, but at the moment, we don't have this evidence, because we have to always have human control, and also other ethical issues are the issues with the license. Who has the copyright for the code that we generate? We can say that if we generate the whole code on a project. So these are the ethical questions for now, but we will see when the regulations will come, and also it has to be a good sense of everyone and of every professional that is working.
Thank you for your answer, and thanks to consider those problems and observing them also in the future when the regulations are coming out, and following those things. I believe this is very important. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for vibe coding. As a coder myself, it's kind of scary, but also really exciting. Now for the next presentation, I want to welcome to the stage open source AI. Come on.
Oh. Can anyone see my screen? Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, and we
hear
can
you.
see your
Thank
screen.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So hello everyone. I'm very excited to be here. My team and I chose to talk about open source AI. For we feel this is a topic that really meets us all, the common users. So my name is Or Zohar, and I'm going to present with Maria and Anna Maria. And we're going to talk about three aspects of open source AI, which are the benefits, limitations and risks, and use cases. And I'm going to talk about the benefits. But actually, my job here is to try to calm you down a little bit, because we are a bit afraid. We don't like everyone to see what model are we using, how it is built, what data we are using. Like imagine that everyone will be able to put stuff in your medicines. We don't like the idea. But in medicines, it's really a bad idea, but I'm going to try to show you why it's not such a bad idea in open source AI. So the first advantage is transparency, which is linked to the open part in open source. Because life tells us, and my experience as a coder tells me, that exposing the code actually makes the public trust it more. Because, and we'll give you an example later, because all the experts, developers, professors can inspect the code and find weaknesses and vulnerabilities. So there are fewer hidden flaws and everyone can see it, and the sunlight is the best disinfectant. And by that openness, and many of the previous talkers talked about the bias, we can make the models more smart and less prone to bias. Like in that example, in my screen, you can see that the model clearly misinterprets Obama. And the one model that tackles such problem is the Blue model, which is trained over 46 languages. By that, it learns from all cultures and is actually smarter and less prone to bias than models like ChatGPT, which are trained over mostly exclusively English content. The next advantage is helping the planet. Because as you know, computers requires a lot of energy. And the more electricity you need, the more fossil fuel you burn, and the more carbon you emit to the atmosphere. So, and AI models require really heavy computing and are very polluting. And what open source does is helping the environment with reuse of data, which is resource sharing and local deployment. So reuse of data means that instead of training new model from zero, or you can have one model that fits, or have one model that fits all, organization can now have their own fine-tuned model designed specifically for what they need, instead of having like many redundancies of the full kit model. And many models use local deployment, like Meta's, which is Facebook model of AI. For example, ChatGPT is of course not local deployment because you need to access the web. And local deployment reduces the reliance of server farms that requires a lot of energy. Because you get exactly what you need. You don't deploy the whole product, the whole model. You just need, for example, for hospitals. I'll give you the hospital example later. And to summarize, we know that resource sharing and specific fine-tuning, everyone using what they require, reduce the sum of energy that the whole industry needs, and we can reduce the carbon footprint. The next advantage is in the security field, and it also connects to the local deployment. So take an example, hospital. We don't want doctors to send data over the internet and I don't know, our blood test to ChatGPT. I hope they don't do that because such communication over the internet can be risky. And with local deployment, hospitals can deploy their own model, and we need AI in medicine. And they can deploy their model inside the secure network of the hospital, and thus refrain from sending risky data over the internet. And regarding cybersecurity, I know that many of you say, how exposing the code make the code more secured? And reality tells us that exposing the code, and for example, you can take the Linux kernel from, who knows, which is a very high-stake code in many operating systems around the world, and everyone can see the code in the internet because many experts, developers can fix it and have an open eye on it, and it's less prone to weaknesses and vulnerabilities. So when a wide community of experts can access the code, it makes it safer. And the last advantage, I call it AI for the people. And it's an advantage we are all aware of. Like, look at this amazing conference. I have no talent in designing presentations, and look what AI made with designings and bullets and images and stuff. And we can do amazing things. I see it as important as inventing the printing press. And we can drive together with the models a major advancement to the humankind, which is, of course, a very good benefit. Thank you all. Let's move to my colleague.
Yes, so even though, as it was said, open source AI offers transparency, accessibility, collaborative innovation, these benefits come with significant limitations and risks. The first of them is a need for technical expertise and funding because developing and sustaining open source AI requires extensive resources. Training high-performing models demands vast data sets and powerful computing infrastructure that consume a lot of electricity. Therefore, they cost a lot of money. And this creates a financial barrier that community-led projects and independent researchers might struggle to overcome. Unlike tech giants, open source initiatives often rely on volunteers and limited grants or academic support. And in reality, even though the code is free to use, making the most of it and actually using its whole potential often requires expensive tools and expert knowledge. Without the right equipment and professional skills, many people might struggle to contribute effectively to use the models in real-world situations, and this makes access unequal and slows down open innovation. The next limitation is security risks and potential for misuse, because the openness that allows people to learn from and improve these models actually makes them easier to misuse or attack. But actors can study the model's design to find its weak spots, which can lead to problems like tampering with the model, tricking it with false inputs, and exposing private data. It was already been documented that some open source AI models have already been adapted for harmful uses. Like an example, like Worm GPT or Fraud GPT, that were built on the open foundations and have surfaced on darknet forums, enabling phishing, deepfake creation, automated scams. So as generative capabilities improve, so does the potential for misuse, especially in environments that lack oversight and moderation. The risk is increased by the lack of standardized security practices in many open source communities. So without reviews, testing, malicious code can be hidden in models or the components, potentially exposing its users and organizations to serious security threats. The next problem is also scalability and reliability, because as it was said earlier, open source models may rely on decentralized community-driven development, which often results in inconsistent performance across different platforms and environments. Open models may behave unpredictably depending on the hardware and software stack or local configurations of our equipment, making large-scale deployment a challenge. So additionally, maintaining quality and stability becomes difficult when multiple contributors make uncoordinated changes. So when open source projects lack organized testing, clear documentation, coordinated development, the progress might be slowed down and users might lose confidence in the tool's reliability. Without steady funding, strong leadership, even the most promising projects can struggle to grow or may eventually fail under the pressure of scaling up.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, I will share my screen now. Okay, the last, can you see properly my screen first of all?
Yes, we do.
Thank you. The final section of the presentation covers use cases. It will highlight the previously mentioned advantages and risks. The release of the latest DeepSeek model in January caused a frenzy in the financial markets, and this happened despite concerns about security and privacy. In China, it has seen rapid and widespread adoption in hospitals. By March, over 300 hospitals had deployed local versions of it. It works with specialized medical models in ICUs. It quickly analyzes patient data for possible diagnosis. It also helps pharmacies with prescription reviews, and it can be also used in research and hospital management. Its open nature is what drives its fast adoption. It allows local deployment to protect privacy, reduce cloud costs, and customize solution for medical needs. Yet, ethical risks and issues still exist. DeepSeek is prone to hallucinations that may mislead patients. There are also concerns about developers potentially accessing sensitive medical data. Llama is an open large language model from Meta. It's one of the most popular open models available. More than 85,000 Llama derivatives have been published on Hugging Face, that is a platform that hosts pre-trained models. Educational institutes, NGOs, and startups with limited resources choose Llama due to its low cost and flexibility. For example, in India, the Arivihan platform used Llama to create an AI tutor for students in smaller towns. The aim is to close the digital gap by offering affordable, personalized tutoring in local languages. In Kenya, Upeo Labs developed SomoGPT, a teaching assistant powered by Llama. It is being tested in 500 high schools to help digitalize the curriculum. At the same time, the open source nature of the models poses significant risks. Research shows that the security features of the Llama 2 model can easily be bypassed for less than $200. This enables the generation of harmful content. Reports indicate that modified versions of Llama 2, which can be used to generate malicious code, are available on the dark web. The cybersecurity CrowdStrike believes that the model was involved in hacking a North American financial services firm. And another report found that a ransomware hacker was using it to process stolen data. While proprietary models can also be misused, their vendors can fix vulnerabilities and they can also restrict access through APIs. Meta loses this control by releasing the weights of the model. And this highlights the tension between promoting open access for innovation and enabling potential abuse. Lastly, although the DeepSeek and the Llama models are referred to as open source, they are technically open weights, so meaning they are only partially open. Fully open source AI models are essential for scientific research. They ensure transparency, reproducibility, and equal access to technology. Olmo is a large language model by the Allen Institute for AI. It's a prime example of this. It offers complete access to its training data, to code, and evaluation methods. This helps scientists study the language models, including the biases and potential risks. And it also lowers carbon emissions by cutting down on development redundancies. In conclusion, open source AI presents a powerful duality. On the one hand, it offers benefits such as transparency, sustainability, and innovation. On the other hand, it also poses risks such as the need for specialist expertise, security vulnerabilities, and scalability issues. And the real-world examples demonstrate both the advantages and the risk. The future of open source AI depends on finding the right balance between innovation and addressing its challenges. Our presentation is based on our own ideas, but it was developed with significant assistance from AI tools. The final decisions and fact-checking were, of course, our responsibility. And the reference follow the structure of the presentation. I will skip over them now. Thank you for listening, and in case there is still time, we'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you for open source in AI. Now, I can see you're a little bit tired, so we prepared a little activity, okay, with rewards.
Photo.
Well, yeah.
Most importantly.
Yeah, of course. Now, everyone, please come to the center of the hall. Okay? Come on, come on. It's okay, don't be shy. Okay. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna play Simon Says, okay? Everyone knows the game? No? When I say Simon Says, you just do what I say, okay? If I don't say Simon Says, you don't do it. Okay, let's go. You ready? Okay. Simon says hands up. Simon says hands down. Hands up. Simon says clap. You fail. You three fail. Great.
Yes.
Simon says hands up. Simon says hands down. Simon says clap, 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 clap. Come on, guys. Now Simon says cheer. Come on, come on. Woo! Louder, louder. You're good. Okay. Now let's do this thing, okay? On three, again, you know the drill. We shout together AI icon, okay? 1, 2, 3. AI icon. Only you're the only one who didn't shout. You win. Okay, okay. That was nice. Now our next presentation is by is AIMCO, okay? Which I don't remember the it doesn't matter. It's okay. Yes. So please welcome to the stage, Roy. Roy, take the stage.
Hi, everyone. Can you see me here? Oh. Sorry, guys, I'm a bit cold, so bear with me. All right. AIMCO, which stands for, you can see it, Artificial Intelligence in Military and Cyber Operations. So today we're here to present some of the latest innovations in artificial intelligence, both in warfare and cyber operations. We're going to explore the potential uses of future AI war machines, the ethical dilemmas they raise, and some wild futuristic ideas that have experts, yes, actual humans, buzzing with excitement. So, here's a question. Do you think that we, people in our 20s, will be able to actually witness AI taking over war from humans? A full-on machine versus machine kind of thing. Do you think that sounds far off to you? Some of you might already know that in the next 30 years, experts predict the rise of the so-called killer robots, officially known as LAWS, or lethal autonomous weapon systems. Sounds sci-fi, but it's closer than you think. Terrifying, I know. We've already taken up much of your time, so let's quickly go over what you will learn today. LAWS, adversarial AI, deepfakes, and quantum computing. By definition, LAWS are lethal autonomous weapon systems. In simpler terms, imagine a weapon that can make life or death decision on its own. LAWS are weapons that, once activated, they can launch an attack without human intervention. Essentially, they are killer robots. They use AI and sensors to seek out and engage targets based on predetermined criteria independently. The defining feature is that the decision to use lethal force is delegated to a machine without human pulling the trigger. So yeah, for better or worse, LAWS can most certainly tilt the balance of power in a battlefield. So we got the first one, we got drones. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the MQ-9 Reaper, which is an unmanned aerial vehicle, also known as a UAV, used to perform autonomous flight operations. What does it do? The Reaper uses machine vision and image classification to identify vehicles, people, and objects of interest. AI combines data from multiple sensors to improve situational awareness. It also assists human operators by flagging threats, recommending targets, and prioritizing attention. In addition, AI filters and highlights patterns in massive videos streams from ISR, which stands for Intelligence, Surveillance, and Reconnaissance. AI algorithms help with autopilot, obstacle avoidance, and semi-autonomous patrols. The next one we got it on the left, it's DARPA. DARPA, which stands for Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, is the US military's R&D arm, and it's developing next-generation AI drone technologies, some of which are already in testing. The goal is to develop an AI brain for autonomous drones to operate as loyal wingmen alongside manned jets. The AI of DARPA handles autonomous flight and tactical navigation, threat recognition, real-time combat decision-making, communications with manned aircraft, and we can also coordinate large swarms of up to 250 drones and ground robots that can engage on targets and handle threats of many kinds. The next one we got is autonomous sentry guns. Laws aren't only limited to being in the air. For instance, South Korea has deployed robotic sentry guns along the DMZ line, which, if you don't know, the DMZ line is the border between South Korea and North Korea. It's called Samsung SGR-A1. It's a sentry robot that is armed with a machine gun and sophisticated sensors. It can automatically detect intruders and, in theory, open fire without any human approval. In the meantime, it's not legal to open fire without any human approval, so there's somebody who stands behind the trigger and decides when to use it. But it also raises a hard question. How comfortable are we with a machine deciding when to shoot people, basically? We got ethical and security concerns. Perhaps the biggest concern is removing human judgment from lethal decisions. Handing machines the power to decide whom to kill is widely seen as crossing a moral and legal line. We got risk of mistakes and bias. Unlike any human soldier, a robot cannot be reasoned with or signal to stop if it's making a mistake. It will do as it's programmed, for better or worse. And what if there's a mistake in the programming? The robot might make decisions that will lead to catastrophic results. Escalation and misuse. If nations believe they can deploy killer robots without risking their own troops, they might resort to force more often. There's also the nightmare scenario of rogue actors obtaining such weapons. Global calls to stop their killer robots. The alarming potential of laws has prompted widespread calls for regulations. Dozens of countries and prominent voices in science and tech have urged for a preemptive ban on fully autonomous weapons. In late 2024, the UN General Assembly overwhelmingly passed a resolution to begin discussions on the legal instrument addressing lethal autonomous weapons. An astonishing 166 countries have voted in favor of moving forward on the issue, reflecting a strong international consensus that something must be done. So the coming years will likely see the intense debates between those who see autonomous weapons as the next military frontier and those who believe certain decisions, especially the decision to kill, should never be left to algorithms. Thank you. Now I'm going to pass the microphone to Lior. Please remove your mute, and I'll be on the presentation.
Hi everyone, can you hear me? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
We can hear you.
I'm excited to present this topic, adversarial AI, as it's closely related to my studies, Technion, the whole field of data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence. So, what does this term actually describe? Adversarial AI refers to techniques that intentionally deceive or manipulate ML models, machine learning models, machine learning systems generally. In practice, an attacker makes tiny changes or adds misleading data so that the ML model misclassifies inputs or reveals sensitive information. The changes are minimal, as I just mentioned, so no one looking at the data, such as images, could notice them. However, they are deliberately engineered to be enough to compromise the accuracy of the machine vision model, making it classify one object as another. Such engineered inputs are called adversarial examples. There is also a classification of attacks based on whether the attacker knows the model's internals or not, but I won't go into that here. Let's review the main categories of adversarial ML attack. The first one, called the evasion attack. The attacks happened in test time. The attacker modifies inputs during inference to fool the model. I want to mention that the model is pre-trained. The attack occurs only in test time. The second category, called the extraction or inference, I prefer the extraction expression. In this type of attack, the attacker doesn't attack the system directly, but rather spies on it. They repeatedly query the system and analyze its responses to understand how it makes decisions. In this way, they can build a similar model, mimic it, indeed, and use it to predict or disrupt the system's behavior. The third category is called poisoning attacks. The attacker corrupts training data to alter the model's learning. In my opinion, it's crazy because here the attackers indeed interfere at the learning algorithm, make it learn a false pattern of the real-world data, of the relevant data. Let's continue with the application. It's application in the military and cyber. That it's our general topic of our presentation. Why are these techniques we talked about so relevant to modern warfare and the cyber operations? The answer lies on the military's growing use of ML for sensing, targeting, and decision making. That use actually create new attack surfaces. Adversaries, state or non-state, can exploit these surfaces to gain tactical and strategic advantage. I will display now the key applications. The first one is a disruption of target recognition. Autonomous weapons and sensors rely on AI-based classification models to distinguish between friendly and hostile targets, and of course act accordingly. These algorithms are trained, yes, to recognize visual, audio, or motional patterns, and thus infer operational decisions. However, this feature can be exploited for a new type of attack, adversarial attacks, that rely on feeding malicious or biased inputs that confuse the system and cause it to make false classifications, false detections. Think about disguise a dangerous object, such an explosive device or suicide drone, so that it's identified as identified as an innocuous object, such for example, a stone, a bird, or an object of no operational interest. Another example could be creating a reverse conversion, in which a friendly forces vehicle or aircraft is mistakenly identified as a threat, scenario that could lead to catastrophe. Think about particular site opening fire on its own citizen. There are many more examples, but all of them share a common trait. They don't destroy or damage the system physically. Instead, they manipulate how it perceives reality. In this way, a fundamental principle of safety on the battlefield is the distinction between good and bad, between friend and enemy. The second application is the disruption of navigation. Think about drones, unmanned ground vehicles. We talked about or combat robots. all that military autonomous systems rely on machine learning algorithms for navigation, environmental mapping, obstacle avoidance, and identification of safe routes. Therefore, the disruptions of that attack, adversarial attacks, on this system could lead them to deviate from the route, invade hostile territory, or act contrary to operational instructions. Very bad. The last and the third and the last application, the key application, I called it cyber infiltration and network defense. AI systems are now widely used for cyber defense, detecting intrusions, malware, and spam. But just like a person can be tricked, AI can also be confused on purpose. Practically, attackers can send email that might include harmless word to full spam classification model. In addition, they can slightly change a malware file so that the system thinks it's safe. Attackers can even poison the training data, like I explained before, the third category. The result is AI learn to spot the wrong threats. AI defenses become fragile. They might miss real threats or focus on fake ones. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy. And Shamia will continue from here.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Shamia, and I'm going to talk about deepfakes in military operations and security and cybersecurity. I will start by talking about the definition. These are videos, images, or audio recordings created using AI to make them look real. They can mimic someone's appearance, voice, or mannerisms, and these are usually used in politics and social media manipulation. Next slide. Its application, one, we have psychological warfare, where we have fake videos of enemy leaders spreading confusion and demoralizing the troops. Deception and misdirection. They can mimic the enemy's voice to issue false commands and mislead targets. We can also have training and simulation, where the military people are trained to improve their readiness and planning using the AI-generated scenarios. The diplomatic sabotage, where fabricated inflammatory statements increase tension between the nation. You can also have intelligence gathering, where we have fake profiles online of the personnel to gather intelligence. Security testing, biometric, it's a lot of information. The risks about deepfake technology, one is advanced social engineering, where we have fake videos bypassing human verification to defraud targets. For example, fake CEO authorizing fraudulent transactions, and also the other is authentication bypass, where fake faces or voices recognize systems, bypassing the biometric security, which are highly secured. Disinformation and digital forensic challenges, where the state actors use these deepfakes to manipulate public opinion during the conflicts. Then the traditional methods, they can fail. The AI-powered tools are required for detection. So we have very many ethical issues with a deep fakes. One is violation of privacy, lack of accountability and responsibility. So how are we going to counteract this? One is we can come up with a detection tools. For example, the fake catchers and also training the personnel to recognize these deep fakes. One is also policy and regulation. For example, the North Atlantic Treaty organizations and governments, they can come up with the AI ethics guidelines for military use, and also cyber defense strategies by employing zero trust security to block deepfake based breaches. Thank you very much.
One more. Wait. Yeah. Thank you so much for attending our conference. We have to leave this venue. So yeah. You can. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
I think it's my turn to present my stuff.
So yes, don't worry. Short.
I will very briefly say who I am. I'm from Belgium. I'm Stefan. I'm working both for full University KU Leuven and University of Applied Sciences. I'm involved in AI since 2005, so it's really my topic. And I'm quite impressed of what I heard this afternoon. The selection of the topics was very good. It were the right topics to discuss at the moment. The quality of the material was very good. And I really saw, and that is the most important aspect for me, that you learn to use AI in a responsible way, like you should do. So big congratulations to all of you.
Thank you so much.
I also want to say that I was impressed, and I insisted that you guys disclose the responsible use of AI. So at the end of each presentation, each person who speaks should always mention all the tools that you're using, because this is a new era of everyone using AI. So we need to be transparent about how we use it, and most importantly, learn to use it responsibly. So thank you for your work.
Okay.
We have 2 QR codes. Yes,
okay. You have QR codes to connect with us on LinkedIn and all the social media. Also, please fill out the feedback form. Before we take a group selfie, I want to thank Elena, our professor, right, for organizing this whole thing. Now, everybody, please come here so we can have a group selfie. Yeah,
Can you please turn on your cameras, all of you guys? I'm going to put you now in the gallery view, and we are putting you on the background of our screen. So we really appreciate, thank you, and wonderful comments. We really appreciate you staying with us up until the end. So we have still almost 50 people online. Thank you so much. Next week, we will continue. If you want to join for the next few talks. So just stay with us for just a few seconds. We will take a nice photo. Thank you so much. Yeah. Can you turn on your cameras, please? Please turn on your cameras. And we have a few amazing presentations that we just didn't have time to accommodate today. So we will send you a reminder invitation to join us next week for a few more talks. So please stay tuned. We will email you the link to fill out the feedback and to join us next week again. Thank you.
You know? How do you know?
Thank you very, very much. We will meet hopefully next week with the guests, but our students will definitely be connecting. So Nikita, Mario, we are looking forward to your presentations. It's just we have to close the presentations now for these particular venues. So next week, guys, you will be presenting, okay? Ready? Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a nice evening.
You too, bye.
Yes, we're going to